Even after standing in queues for hours, most Palestinians often have to return empty-handed. The United Nations says delivery of aid should be unconditional, but the scaling up of aid seems inevitably linked to Hamas' willingness to free hostages. With a trickle of aid flowing into the besieged Gaza Strip from Egypt, humanitarian staff and diplomats face a web of political security and logistical obstacles as they try to build up and sustain deliveries of relief. Now, Hamas and Israel, they both are stuck on their points. Hamas wants Israel to stop the bombardments and then they will release the hostages, and Israel wants the hostages released or they continue.
We have with us Dr. Malcolm Davis, Senior Analyst in Defence Strategy and Capability at Australian Strategic Policy Institute. Sir, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
My pleasure.
Now, sir, Macron expressed solidarity with Israel, pitched for a peace process with the Palestinians, also mentioned how Israel's long-lasting security depends on the political rights of Palestine. What do you make of this statement?
Look, I think he's summing it up quite well in the sense that on the one hand, Israel absolutely must defeat and destroy Hamas for it to be secure. You can't have a situation where 6 months down the track, 12 months down the track, Hamas, or what's left of it, essentially repeats the atrocities of October the 7th. So Israel must defeat Hamas, but at the same time, they have to do so in a manner that doesn't radicalize a new generation of Palestinians, and that means avoiding needless civilian casualties. So essentially what they have to do is not only win the war, they have to win the peace. And that's going to be extremely challenging given the nature of the environment in Gaza and the densely urban and tightly populated nature on the ground.
Mr. Davis, I just want to bring your attention to this statement that came from the French leadership. The French president expressed solidarity with Israel, similar to what Rishi Sunak did and Joe Biden did. That was similar. But he also reiterated the political rights of Palestinians and how that is imperative for Israel's long-lasting security. Now, that is something we have not heard from the other Western leaders who have made their way to Israel. Just wanted to ask you, when you compare Macron's address and his pitch to the ones made by Joe Biden and Rishi Sunak, do you find a difference?
No, I don't, in the sense that both Biden and Sunak are also articulating the rights of Palestinians. They recognize that Israel must be able to work with the Palestinian people. I think that ultimately down the track, you will need some sort of two-state solution to come into effect. But that's not going to work so long as you have radical elements